Hello, Internet. Here's a couple of new, vaguely Láadan related news things. Actually, let me go to the Láadan Club website too. Man, look at how pale I become in white light. We gotta go back to dark Twitter. So, again, Ketchpaja has come up with some interesting news. So, they asked this is a Twitter account of the native tongue film, or I don't know if it's a movie or a TV show. I'm not sure if film specifically means just movie. But the Twitter account of this, which, again, hasn't seen a whole lot of action since May, but Ketchpaja asked, or said, "It would definitely be cool to see this project go through, but I'm curious about something. Are you planning to stay as true as possible to the original plot, or will any changes be made to address the existence of groups and other than heterosexual men and women? The original trilogy was very much a product of that era's feminism and portrays a world without non-binary folks, trans people, or really any gender options for humans other than the genders people are assigned at birth, which isn't to say that it isn't a compelling story. I really liked the books, but they assume a level of gender essentialism that has been shown to be false and is quite frankly alienating for anyone off the binary. I would recommend refocusing the story a bit to be entirely about women dealing with / escaping from a patriarchal society, and downplaying or removing entirely anything that depends on women and men being fundamentally different from one another. I'm sure there are many trans / non-binary folk who would be willing to help, although many will likely be alienated by the books. I can't promise I'll have time to answer lots of questions, but feel free to DM me if you want more details on what it is that's bothering me." So then they responded, "Our aim for finding the right writer and director include whether they can speak to sexuality, gender, and race. We see this not as staying true to the book, but staying true to the ethos of the book." So my interpretation of this would be kind of like if you read the original Handmaid's Tale. They were basically, I don't remember what exactly they said, but like, I guess black people and people of color were shipped off to the colonies also in the book, but in the TV show they made it a lot less about color. There was I don't even remember the characters' names anymore because I don't want to pay for a Hulu subscription to watch season 2, but there were black handmaids and stuff, so that basically that chunk was taken out to focus more on the other messages, and I think it's a lot stronger for that. So it would be interesting. The book, at least the very first one, is very focused on the houses, the linguist houses, and also how any women who can't reproduce get sent to the Barren House, and that's where Láadan is created. So I guess it's just going to be interesting to see what kind of adaptation ends up happening here. So otherwise, not much information, no new activity from them for the time being. Still just May posts. Actually, when was the earliest posts here? Just also in May? Okay. The only other news, which is just a silly, dumb thing that I wrote, is a poetry generator, and I have the source code on GitHub, and it just basically generates sentences in Láadan. So you can, I put everything in the same HTML file, but you can see all of I manually added stuff from the dictionary because the dictionary really needs to be kind of reformatted to have more categorical information and not just here's the Láadan word with the English description, because that is basically only useful in the dictionary form and not to classify words or to be able to build stuff. But I manually threw a bunch of intransitive verbs, transitive verbs, nouns, and stuff in here, and then just generates some sentences. So sometimes you get good stuff, sometimes you get garbage. So this is the poetry generator. I promise, you fidget, the enemy yearns for the fire. I mourn the gift, you mourn. So then in Láadan it would be bedu, this is said in poetry, which was listed in the dictionary, but I don't have that in the wiki book, so I should probably add that. And then ishishne loyara leb uwath le beneth umne. So I tried to add proper grammar which is actually harder in English than it is in Láadan. But so, for instance, here's where it's checking the the last letter of the Láadan object word, and if it happens to be a vowel, then it just puts the at the end. If it doesn't have a vowel, if it's a consonant at the end, it's going to put eth at the end of the object. Whereas with like English, I had to say, oh, for this pronoun version of the sentence, if it's using are, change it to am. So I basically just manually had to make, here's the pronoun version, so like, you are sweet. And then if it's I, it won't say I are sweet, it'll say I am sweet. So a lot of the work was actually just kind of formatting the English so it made some sense. But that's all in there. I don't know, maybe I could make like a phrase generator or something, and then just kind of come up with all of the different permutations of simple phrases we can say in Láadan given the like official dictionary. And then I guess the third thing that I've been having on my mind recently, let's go to the official Láadan language. It's a WordPress now. So I was thinking about how Láadan is supposed to help express the views of cis women, really. And of course we can always add more terms to it, and I'm not really the best person for the job, but I think that it would be good to put in an effort to try to expand the vocabulary. For instance, I really think Láadan should be able to help especially trans women better express their world, their lives, their feelings. So, like, for instance, it would be really good to have a word for, like, dysphoria in the Láadan language. And, of course, it could also express views of non-binary people and trans men and stuff as well. But if Láadan is supposed to be a language for women, it should also be a language for trans women as well. So, I don't know if anyone wants to help me with vocabulary. I am not qualified to come up with vocabulary for trans women because I'm non-binary and I'm an ovary haver, I guess. And whatever the hell else. So, you know, I don't have that life experience to be able to come up with those words. But if we could get some people together who want to work on deriving better terms, because again, there's just not much of any queer language in the dictionary. There's like a word for lesbian, and that's about it. Those stupid ads. Okay, so that's it. Stop looking at those WordPress ads. They're garbage. I hate ads on websites, but I guess they gotta pay for the hosting, so. Okay, well, that's it for now. Just 3 little items if you're interested. Thanks for watching.